This quest is actually, from what I've read and seen from other players of Dragon Age, it's kind of a love-hate thing. Some players really enjoy it because you get to take on all these different forms that you otherwise can't take on in the rest of the game. And the islands you get to where you can find your companions is kind of nice because it gives you some extra insight into their characters. Because every time you find a companion, you see either something they want or something they fear that is keeping them trapped in a kind of a nightmare, just like we were trapped. But on the other hand, some players really don't like this quest. They think it's boring or, you know, a little bit too much of a sidetrack. And in fact, there's actually some Dragon Age mods available online that will allow you to just completely skip this area. But there are some plot points that are inside it, so, you know, I'm definitely will go through it. But, you know, as usual, I'm going to be doing a lot of editing to kind of keep things moving. So for now, I'm going to keep exploring this area, and we can do so now by using the mouse holes, because we can make ourselves small enough to fit into them. And every form has a particularly unique way of being able to let you access new areas of each of the 5 islands.
You look a little different. What happened?
I was able to become a mouse.
Did you? Did it help? I know I saw the tiny holes. Were you small enough to get through?
I thought you'd given up. Why so excited?
I don't know. You're so much braver than I am. I was so sure it was impossible to get anywhere. Do you think you could learn other shapes? Maybe they could help you get to places you couldn't otherwise.
So, Niall drives the point home, just in case you haven't picked it up yet. That with more different additional forms, we'll be able to access all the different parts of these dungeons. Also, you might notice that I've swapped out my weapons again. I'm now doing the sword and shield thing. And that's because this is also a unique dungeon in that it's one that you have to face alone. Even as you rescue companions, they don't join you, not till the very, very end. So, for the vast majority of these adventures in the Fade, you have to fight it all by yourself. And given that, I think it's better that I switch into melee combat mage mode with the Arcane Warrior. Alright, so now we're given access to all 5 points of the ward. And in each point, including the one where we started here, we need to defeat a demon boss. And then when the demon boss is defeated, one of these completion symbols will appear over it. And then when you have all 5, the center will be open. And what I plan to do is basically to go to each of these islands, get the forms, defeat the demons, and then once all of these wards have been cleared, then I'm going to go to the outer islands here and pick up the 3 companions that I need to rescue. Then we'll finally head into the center area here. So I don't think there's any exact prescribed order that you can face the dungeons in to get forms. But I think just for the heck of it, I'll go clockwise. So we'll head to this one called the Burning Tower. So here we are in the Burning Tower, which is basically a representation of the Circle Tower, even more messed up than the tower we left. And you can see that there's already mouse holes around, and so I'm gonna wander about in both human and mouse form and see what I can find.
Let's get started.
Only one shall stand.
The anger.
fading. I am free! Take Ragos' power. Use it and burn him. Burn them all. He guards Sloth. He bars the way. You must destroy the door. Other dreamers. Other powers. Only way.
Okay, we have rescued, looks like a Templar who was trapped within this Nightmare of the Burning Circle. And he's been able to teach us the form of the Burning Man. And as you might expect, the Burning Man is constantly on fire. But he comes with some free fire spells. We already know these, but if you're not a mage character, this is kind of fun because you can actually start casting some fire spells. And he is immune to fire, which means that when you wander around different islands here, you will occasionally come across rivers of flame or walls of flame, such as right here. And all you have to do is transform into the Burning Man, and once you do, you can surpass those fires without any damage. But we can't go any further in this realm because currently there's a massive door which we cannot unlock. And so we need to proceed to the next island in order to gain another power. And as our powers, as our different forms start to build up, we'll actually be able to start completing dungeons and face the demons that we must slay. So let's move on in clockwise to the Mages Asunder. And here we are, another place that kind of looks like the tower, and it's even also kind of laid out like the tower. You can kind of see, and it forms the same kind of circular pattern. So this is the second kind of incarnation of the tower, again with lots of horrible decor around. But now we have two different forms that we can use to explore, and we'll see if we can get a third power from here.
Right.
Thank you. It is time for this dream to come to an end. I give you my strength. It will be of little use against the demon that rules here, but perhaps it will help in other realms. Find a way to kill all the demon lords to open the way to Sloth. Free us all from this nightmare!
Okay. And upon rescuing the mage who was trapped in this particular nightmare, he rewards us with being able to transform into a golem. And this is probably my favorite form because it allows you to do, slam and smash enemies and also just pick up random rocks and just start hurling them at people. So yeah, definitely useful. And with the golem, we'll be able to break through the massive doors. And I think now that I have 3 forms out of 4, I think I should be able to start actually accessing the demon bosses. So let's see if I can do that. Alright, using the power of our golem form, we went to the demon Slaverin. And basically, he's in the shape of an abomination, and we pounded him pretty neatly into the ground. So, that completes one of the 5 wards. So there's a symbol meaning that we've completed it, and I'm going to back up to this one because last time I got stopped by a massive door, and now we have the means of getting through that massive door.